What's up, action takers, the community of doers? I hope you're doing fine. Episode 37, week 37, 52 weeks, here we come. Desire can actually have or take two sides. Desire can be a positive as well as a negative emotion, depending on the context at which you're looking at it. And I want us to see the two perspectives in which desire can play out. It is so important for you to have the burning desire towards where you want to go or towards that which that you want to accomplish. But it's important for us to understand that desire can take a different, or if you approach desire in a different perspective, it can end up serving you no good. And by understanding those two extreme scenarios, then we just look at the different aspects in life in which we can be able to approach desire in a way that we can benefit from it. Now, first of all, when we talk of desire, what are we really talking about? For context, desire drives ambition and fuels passion and gives meaning to our action. So, the emotion that drives ambition and fuels passion towards a certain cause of life. Now, what do I mean when I'm talking about desire being positive and also being negative? So, desire can be positive in a way that it gives you that burning desire that allows you to pursue what you want or to pursue that which is meaningful to you, regardless of the circumstances surrounding your pursuit. Sometimes you might be having the time of your life, you might be having fun, but when the shit hits the fan and you're disappointed, the desire to succeed in that which that you're taking yourself on allows you to keep on going in spite of what is happening. And that is very, very, very important, to have the desire to achieve it so much such that challenges will not stop you from the pursuit. On the contrary, desire can also be negative, in that if you desire things that are outside your control, too many things, and you desire them in an intensive way, it makes you vulnerable to the disappointment of you not achieving those things. And it would be so not smart for us to think that our efforts are going to contribute to our results in totality, because that is a wrong approach. As much as we're putting in the effort, we have to understand that the outcome that we get with the effort that we give is influenced by external factors. And having that understanding allows us to know that our efforts are not going to translate to our outcome 100%. There are some other external factors that also influences our outcome regardless of the efforts that we put. So when you desire things that are outside your control, things that are influenced by other external factors in a larger way or at a larger extent, you might find, or not even, you are going to be vulnerable to disappointment, uncertainty, anxiety, fear of you not achieving those things. And you might end up being frustrated. And I don't mean that you don't become ambitious, but it's a question of managing your desire and having a clear understanding that as much as I'm putting this so much effort, there are other external factors influencing the kind of outcome that I'm going to get. Manage your expectations and manage your desire. Have the burning desire inside you, but as well understand that other external factors are going to influence the kind of outcome that you get. So looking at it from a philosophical perspective, Desire is a double-edged sword. It drives ambition, fuels passion, and gives meaning to our actions. However, it also exposes fear, disappointment, and manipulation. If you desire something so much, and that thing is linked to a person, the person can use your desire towards that thing as a way of manipulating you. So important. It's a very good thing to have, but also can be used against you if you're not careful. When we deeply desire something like love, success, wealth, recognition, we open ourselves to potential loss, rejection, or failure. And this is where it calls for your resilience, and this is where it calls for you to take a risk. If you desire it enough to pursue it regardless of the odds, then you have to be willing to deal with the rejection and the frustration of it not working. Another perspective that we can look at desire is philosophical and Stoic perspective. In Stoic philosophy, attachment to desire is a source of suffering. The more we fixate on external outcomes, whether wealth, power, or love, the more we hand over our peace of mind to forces outside our control. What I was talking about earlier. The Stoic advocates for focusing on inner discipline and self-mastery rather than being enslaved by unchecked desire. The desire of the things that you are desiring should really come from inside. Avoid taking too much of your desires to things outside your control, because the more the things you desire are outside your control, the more you become fixated to the things outside your control, and the more you can be manipulated, and the more your things can get out of hand. Yeah. Now, another perspective that we can look at it, business and strategic perspective. So what can we look at in here? In business and negotiation, understanding desire is key to influence. Marketers leverage this by tapping into consumers' aspiration, making them vulnerable to persuasive advertising. If a business craves rapid expansion, competitors can exploit it as urgency by offering costly, high-risk partnerships. Similarly, in negotiation, revealing what you want most gives the other party leverage. This is why skilled negotiators remain emotionally detached and avoid exposing their greatest desire too soon. It can also play out in business, in that the people who are marketing things to us can tap into our desires to manipulate us or to leverage on that information. If they know what you desire, then they can package what they're selling as one of your desires, and you're going to be lured into it in a positive way to actually make a purchase. Also, when you're working from a point of being a partner in the business, if you expose your desire too much, you might be shortchanged, because the person will tap into your emotional desires and use that as his own competitive advantage. And actually, you might end up being on the losing end in that specific deal. Another perspective, relationship and social dynamics. Desire in relationship, whether romantic, family, or professional, can create emotional dependency. The more we yearn for love, approval, or validation, the more power we give others over us. This is why emotional resilience comes from maintaining a sense of self-worth, independence, and external validation. The more you desire a person, be it in professionally or in family or in a romantic relationship, the more you have given them power over your own life. We say that the person who is least interested in a relationship is the person who have the highest amount of power. And that doesn't mean not being present in that relationship. It just means that you have to manage. That you're not supposed to prevent putting yourself in a position where that person can control your feelings and that person can dictate whether you are happy or sad. Or a point in life where you feel that you desire them too much, where you question your self-worth if they do not reciprocate. Be in a position where you can deal with rejection in a positive way by understanding your value and knowing your self-worth and just being in touch with yourself. You love them, you're present, but even if they would leave, your life is not tied to theirs. You are independent and you have your own separate life, as much as you being joined to them creates synergy. We can continue expounding more and more, and I would invite you to just seek more of the same and really understand how desire can play out in positive and negative, so that you can be able to know what action do you need to take for you to use desire in a positive perspective. Thank you very much for following up to this point. Manage your desires so that they can play out in a positive way. See you on the next one.